Dear spectators, please welcome Judo Cup. Tatami 3, first round will be over 100 kicks. In blue judogi representing Uzbekistan, Baku World Old Warrior. And in white judogi representing Australia, Tatami 2, first round will be over 100 kicks. In blue judogi over Spain, Baku.
Well, a very big welcome back to day 7 here in Baku for this 2018 World Judo Championships. And I can tell you that it's been an absolutely amazing week. We have seen so many incredible stories and categories, and every one of them has been a little bit different. And interestingly, we've seen some tactical play. We've seen categories, I think, under 90s and plus 90s, under 90s and under 78s, for example, where we've seen some really big battles, wars actually, and it's been very, very interesting indeed. The first 3 days were the lighter weights, and you know, it was all Ippons all the way. So very, very different, and we're hoping for some more great judo action now. We're in the plus 100 kilos category for men and the plus 78s for ladies. And Esther Stam joins me in the commentary position. Looking forward to this?
Yes, good morning, by the way.
Good morning, good morning, good
I'm
morning.
really looking forward today because Teddy Rene is not fighting, and I think it really opens up the category. And I couldn't tell you who was the favorite today.
No, we were just looking through it, weren't we? We're having a little look through just to see who we're going to be the favourites. And we didn't get to Harasawa, who's first out here on mat number 2. So we're going to be covering mat number 2 all day. And of course, you can go between mat number 1 and 3 as well as 2, but join us when you can. And you know, you can just go to the fights that you want to see. You've got different commentators for each one, and I think you'll have us all the way through the day until 4 o'clock our time here, when we have the final block, all the medal matches. And the medal matches will be covered by Sheldon and myself, so that's at 4 o'clock. That's a little bit later, but it's definitely Esther and I here. And Harasawa, as I say, was one of the names that we came up with. Tushishvili, of course, of Georgia was another one. We came up, well, if we're just looking down the list there, Kapelik down the bottom part of the draw, that's C and D. Mora, of course, a possibility. We have Henk Groll in there. You know, we haven't mentioned him. We've got, well, so many, haven't we? We've got Naidan, the Olympic champion, the weight below, minus 100 kilograms, the first ever Olympic champion from Mongolia. Majub, who can cause surprises.
That's just so many people.
We don't know which way it's going to go.
Here, just Para scored a Wasari against Harasawa. I think he's looking very strong, good gripping. And Harasawa already finds himself in trouble in the first fight here.
Well, it is. I mean, for such an open category. Remember that this world title, and I'm not talking about the open weight title, but this world title has been in the possession. Oh yeah, we're just having a look at the Ochi there. Oh, it's nice Ashiwaza, wasn't it?
Beautiful.
Beautiful Ashiwaza.
Sorry, you were saying?
I was going to say it's been in the possession of Teddy Rene for 10 years.
Incredible.
So this will be the first time that it's left his grasp. And he says he's still going to be back.
Yeah, and how do you think he's going to watch this?
Well, he's watching it and he's hating every minute of it. Well, he is, you know, you just, especially as, it's not like he's finished, and he's going to carry on until the next Olympic Games. And then I did hear that because...
Almost.
Oh, no, that's going to be it.
Yeah,
Ippon scored. Harasawa pulls it back. Harasawa takes Para back onto his back, and it looked as if there was going to be a surprise. And the coach says there, that was a big mistake. And
yeah, that's just frustrating. He was actually really fighting well. And I think here the experience of Harasawa comes into play. And you see here, it's just easily like pushing him back. And because he was already on the ground, maybe he didn't realize they were still in Tachiwaza.
Well, yeah, we've seen a lot, haven't we, of counter techniques. And that particular one, Tewaza, uses the hands to drive him backwards. Here we'll see it there. And, well, he attempts to do another Kosoto. He wanted another score, didn't he? He wanted to finish it at there, Para, but he makes a mistake. Taken cleanly onto his back there for the Ippon.
But I really liked that he was going for the Ippon. He was not defending, he was just really going for it, and he felt probably that he could do it.
Second fight up then, and we'll concentrate on the fighting now. Pedro Pineda of Venezuela here against Tadahara of the USA.
Not a typical American name.
No, it's not. And I'm sure that all my American friends out there that are watching, they're going to tell me exactly all about it. I know they are. They're going to come through. And I haven't seen Tadahara before.
No, me neither. It looks like there's quite a difference in weight here.
Well, and also it means I haven't seen him on the world circuit, and it means that, of course, he's here at the World Championships and on the big stage. It really is the big stage. And he's got a great chance here to really show and to spend time out there on the big stage, and that's the important thing. And we were talking about how important it is to gain experience, isn't it, for some of the countries and some of these fighters that have never been here before.
Yeah, I think that's really good, and it's so important to develop. And it's, of course, you have to be able to win a fight. I think if you come here without any chance of winning a fight from anybody, you have no right to be here. But in this case, obviously it is. So
well, it's not a good experience, is it?
No.
I mean, it easily rolls off the tongue, you know, we're going out there for experience, and it is, but that experience can be either good or bad.
Yeah, and I think then it's, if you want to feel the experience, you can also go to the smaller tournaments first. Because if you're not a senior yet, for example, you just have to feel those people. It's really important. But you can do this in smaller tournaments, you can do it in training camps, and then wait a little bit until you go on the big stage.
Yeah, exactly. One penalty up there, Pineda of Venezuela, just not attacking, and it's good to see that the Shidos have started this time. We did see in the final block they weren't plentiful, that's for sure, which is a good thing, but sometimes we have to give them to initiate some kind of attacking, or indeed to prevent any kind of push out the area, because we have to differentiate between pushing out and stepping out, and I think that's very important as well, because the fighters and the coaches pick up on things very, very quickly. You play rules in a certain direction and they'll soon pick up, and they'll start to play the referees if we're not careful.
Yeah, and I think it's really nice to let the peoples fight and to not give Shidos too quickly, because it's sometimes it's breaking a fight quite fast, because if you do put two Shidos on the fighters, it's going to be so risky. And I don't like to see a fight end up in the three Shidos, to be honest.
No, so I agree with you 100%. But then we have to have some kind of rule, and we, you know, if absolutely they're not doing anything, we have to do something.
Yes, I think so too. And that's the Shidos are there to also encourage the judoka to
do something.
To do something,
yes,
and to know that they have to fight or to make an attack.
So drop Cianagi there without any rotation and without any hands controlling his opponent. So Tadira, though, he has a Shido on the board now as well. So it's one Shido each. Of course, three, and it's all over.
Yeah, I think Pineda here is making the attacks, but they're just not so strong. So I don't know where this will go.
Well, it's up to Tahara to do something. You know, he has to take the initiative here. He's got a really great chance, and he's going to get a second penalty up there for not doing anything. Certainly just being beaten to the punch, and I don't mean that. I mean that metaphorically, not literally.
Yeah, and I do think it's quite hard with with a fighter that's really a little bit or a lot heavier. And then to make an attack, you also take a risk of being taken over. Ooh,
well, this is going to score. Is that going to be a Wazari? He's going to get a Wazari for that, Pineda. So this time he drives the American onto his side.
I'm wondering if he really went onto his side. Oh, yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did. I mean, you know, that's been a consistent score, hasn't it, here at this World Championships? And so with 1 second to go, Pineda will go through, and Tadahara of the USA didn't really get into the fight. His pace was just off, and he needed to be attacking just that little bit quicker. So Pineda of Venezuela will go through.
Yeah, and he's gonna fight Ulzi Bayar in the next fight, the Mongolian. So, not the best Wazari, but it was enough for a win for Pineda.
Well, it looks like we have got, we're going to go all the way through here on the plus 100 kilograms in these preliminary rounds, this first round match. And so we've still got plus 100s here on this mat. That Yoko Satemiwaza there, just taking the American onto his side. Just enough to win. Venezuelan goes through. Next up then, Kim Mingjong, very experienced, against the very exciting Sasson of Israel. And Sasson has really, when he's on form, he has a really excellent drop Sianagi, both left and right he can go. Disappear right the way underneath. Formerly minus 100 kilo fighter, and was playing with the idea of going up, and managed to talk him into going up. This was a little while ago, but he's had all his best results, I think,
yeah, I'm really
plus
happy
100.
I think it was the better choice. He's so explosive left and right, and he can really use his speed in the plus 100 kilos.
I think he can, and of course he's had some really top results, and that was straight away.
Olympic bronze medalist. So
Olympic bronze at plus 100 kilograms, yes, exactly. And so one of the Shidos was just taken off there, the Shido against Sasson, and only Kim got it. So you can see quite clearly, can't you, that they're a little bit sharper with the Shidos yeah, than they were yesterday in the final block. And bad on the edge there, Kim. That's going to be a second penalty, surely. Well, I thought that he just ambled out there. Oh, well.
I don't think there was any attacking there, so
no, there wasn't any attacking, was there? It wasn't just me imagining that, but anyway.
For me, it's funny, by the way, that Sasson, he's being so tall and then all the time dropping underneath. Ooh, that was really close.
Yeah, the elbow was out there for Kim.
Good reaction from Sasson. He looks sharp.
He does, and it'd be nice to see whether he can go underneath. Like I say, when he does disappear underneath, it's with the strong grip. He does a Morochi and a Nippon Sianagi. So 2 hands on he needs, but easier said than done against the Koreans. We were talking about their strong gripping strategies yesterday, and how difficult it is to get 2 hands on them.
Yeah, and I think that's the key thing, that with the Koreans you have to be good in kumagata. You have to also really make sure you don't get a score, because then it's going to be so difficult to get it back.
Yeah, and a score against, you mean?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, Kim there got a second penalty there, and I think it should have been all over, personally. I mean, he hasn't done really anything. He did do there, he dropped underneath. It's the closest we've come to a score. And
immediately he was also quite dangerous with that.
Yeah. Well, now he started, and Sasson now needs to climb back into this. Oren Smadja, Olympic and world silver medalist himself there, now in the coaching chair. I got some really good pictures of me with Oren when he was
really?
a yellow belt. Yeah, a little junior yellow belt. Yeah, very interesting.
That's funny. So it's gonna be, it's not even out yet with the penalties, but you see Kim coming into the fight, and Sasson starting to struggle a little bit more.
Well, he realised, didn't he, Kim, that if he's not careful, he's going to go out here. I mean, he must have been watching his teammate yesterday all the way through to world champion, and you know, when that happens, you normally think, well, I want a little bit of that. You know, I want to. I wouldn't mind just emulating that.
Yeah, it can really help the team and lift the team, and you just get motivated more once you see that medal.
Yeah, no, exactly. So 1 minute to go and 2 penalties up to Kim, 1 to Sasson. We don't want to see it end like this. We want to see a major score. Still Kim going in. Sasson will have to get on the pace.
Yeah, Sasson, he was not attacking really, so yeah, his second Judo, it's obvious. And you start watching out. He's so explosive with that.
Yeah, I mean, he was right the way underneath there. It's the first time we've seen him with the Seoinage. Kim had his arm out, so no score.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised if this is gonna end in Judos.
What a tough first round match. There's the Sodi.
That's it.
It's all over, I think. Well,
No,
say it's
not
all
yet.
over, but 30 seconds still to go. But I think it's going to be difficult now for... I thought that was Sasson. Was that Sasson? Oh, no, it wasn't. It was the Korean taking Sasson down, and the Korean scores a Wazari.
And what I said, if you're behind against a Korean, it's so difficult to get your score back. They're so good with komikata, with defending, keep moving. Ooh.
Well, now that'll be interesting to see what they do with that, because one of them was either pushing out or the other, well, they're going to let it carry on.
Oh. Not in the right position there to go backwards for Sasson. And he's really, this is valuable seconds.
Valuable seconds, and one of these, of course, is going to go through.
Yeah, I think that's too little seconds for Sasson, and that means Kim is through to the next round.
Yes, Kim is through, and now, well, it's interesting that I'm not sure whether that was a first or a second round. Oh, it's a second round match, that they fought. And we've only just fought a first round match. So they've certainly done something here.
So they just told us that the Korean Kim is cadet world champion. And he turned 18 only 2 weeks ago. So it's incredible what how he's performing here.
Well, he's obviously up and coming, and we've not seen Kim on the senior circuit before, but here he is now.
His just first senior event.
Well, he's just beaten Sasson
That's
to go
incredible.
through. Yeah.
He's gonna have a tough opponent in the next fight, but he's really showing that he can beat the top fighters here.
Absolutely. Well, all systems go in the heavyweight division then for the men. Andy Granda of Cuba coming out here against Grakovetsky of Kyrgyzstan. Grakovetsky, of course, former world bronze medalist, and he can perform as well.
Yeah, he really can. He has some good throwing skills. But the Cubans, for me, this tournament, they have been really strong.
Yeah, they have. They've had some great results. Looked like a really well-prepared team.
And they might not all have gotten a medal, but for me, they're on their way up again. Like they really showed some strong judo this week.
And depth.
Yes,
haven't they?
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think, for example, also with the Mongolian team, you see a lot of depth. They have a lot of 5th places, 7th places, so they're not having so much medals. But you can see that they really are there.
Absolutely. 1 Shido each to these two, Granda and Grakovetsky. So the penalties coming back thick and fast. We don't want to see the penalties for the sake of it. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's all over. Oh, what a technique that was. Sori Kamigoshi there, and Grakovetsky, it's all over for him.
Yeah, and I'm happy that I proved my point here. That,
Absolutely.
The Cubans really, they start to look really, really good.
Wow.
And I think yesterday they had such a big upset with Anto Marchi losing in the first round to Yeats Brown. And Yeats Brown was just on fire yesterday.
Absolutely.
But now this is really high-class judo from Granda.
Yeah, we could say that was Granda. That was very, very good.
Let's see again. What a nice soda, seriously.
Sori Kamigoshi, and he really wraps in there. Look at that. He just throws, well, Grakovetsky as well. I tell you, like I say, a former world bronze medalist. He took him over so easily, and that takes him through to the third round. And we're going to see in the next match exactly who's going to meet him. Rafael Silva of Brazil against Harasawa of Japan.
Yeah, this is another matchup. I really don't know who is going to win. I think Silva, of course, he has a lot of he has the results there. He really has a lot of good medals. And but Harasawa is not to be underestimated.
Well, Silva is so experienced and at the highest level. And he, well, just have a look at the world rankings. I'm just looking now, actually, for the men. And the men's plus 100 kilograms, Rafael Silva, not quite where he's, normally in the top 10 world ranking-wise. I'm just looking now. He is in the top 10, I think, isn't he? But certainly on the Grand Prix, Grand Slam medal haul, one of the most prolific medal winners. But just gone off, I think, his very best, but will want to perform here. Of course, he's now been taken over by David Mora. David Mora, the world number 2, and he was over and above David Mora for so long.
Yeah, he was. But for me, David Mora is such an exciting fighter. He really has good judo skills, and I always really like to watch him.
Well, and he's come on, you know, really watched him develop and take over Silva's mantle as number 1 in Brazil. But the Brazilians decided to have a double attack at this category.
Yeah, and I think they made the right choice there because they really have 2 strong fighters in this category.
Yeah, and he's giant. I mean, these two, I was standing next to both of them at particular times, and they are huge, you know.
They are.
And I think, and it's the only time I've ever seen these dwarfed when I saw them next to Teddy Riner, and I realised how big he was. And I was in an elevator, and I saw Teddy Riner had to duck to get into the elevator. No, seriously. It's absolute giant. Well, certainly compared to me. I'm not tall, of course.
Yeah, and here also, like, Harasawa is looking quite small if you look at Silva, and then when you would stand next to him, it's really a big guy.
2 penalties up there on the board. That means they've got to attack. And it is possible to have double disqualification.
Yeah, we didn't see it yet.
No, we haven't. No, I mean, we had one Harasawa was part of it, actually, in one of the Grand Slam finals. I think it was in Germany, Dusseldorf. Shocked everybody.
Yes,
it did shock everybody, including the fighters. They didn't know what was going on, but they didn't attack. Not one attack through the whole contest. And so when you get a situation like that, what do you do?
Yeah,
what would you do?
I would give them both a judo.
Well, exactly. I mean, you know, but if they don't want to...
What do you mean as a fighter?
Well, I'm just saying, if they are, I mean, of course, give them an extra little bit of time to attack, you know, to come out of it. But if neither of them want to fight, then neither should be rewarded, should they, really? But that's the theory,
that was
anyway.
A first.
It was a first.
Did they have 2 silver medals?
Well, and 2 silver medals, yes, or if it's in a bronze medal fight, then...
No bronze.
No bronze. A lot of people were going, wow, you should have just left them a little bit longer, but
yeah, and if it happened,
how much longer?
Yeah, you can only take it for so long.
Yes, you can. As my wife would say, I'm losing the will to live. It's what she said.
Really?
It's just an expression she uses. Anyway, Silva, Harasawa, 2 Shidos up there. It's not going to happen, I'm sure. 25 seconds left, seconds ticking away, and which one is going to go through? It all depends on who wants it most. Harasawa a bit bad on the edge there. He almost, I thought, stepped out
Yeah,
or
but I
drifted
think
out.
also it's a little bit because it's also a little bit pushing because Silva really has its weight, and I think Harasawa is the one who really wants to fight, and should be rewarded for that. But it's kind of difficult to reward.
Well, exactly, and I agree with you. I think Harasawa now is definitely the one that's attacking. I think it's Rafael Silva that is just really blocking out. I mean, he is a big chap, you know, and he's just, the arms are out there, and that big left arm there is just blocking.
And it's so difficult to move him and to really prepare him for the action. But I really do think that Harasawa, the last minute for sure, he's been the only one that's attacking.
Fully agree, absolutely. And here he goes again. Now into golden score.
And I don't know how long they would.
Well, I don't think it's going to go much longer. I think that another couple of attacks from Harasawa, and that will be it. Big arm over, and I think that's exactly what his coach is shouting out.
Yeah, just keep attacking. And you can see that Silva really is getting tired, but it's not over. He can still be dangerous.
I'm not sure if it's Suzuki in his chair there, but I think it is. And I think Suzuki is shouting that you've got to do something, you've got to attack. Don't want another situation like Germany. And look, Silva absolutely just out on his feet here, and he's just going to almost walk out. And we've seen this a few times, and again, he's bad. This is it. This is going to be it. Silva will get third Shido. Oh, he's not going to get it. Wow. They've let it go.
Yeah, but for me, Harasawa is definitely the dominating fighter. I don't think Silva's doing so much. And yeah, for me, that's really it.
Yes, so Harasawa is going to go through, and Rafael Silva didn't have any energy there at all, did he, in the end? So he's going to be against the cadet world champion, Kim Min-jong of Korea, in the next round.
Yeah, and I'm curious if Kim can cause a really big upset.
Yes, he just mightn't he? You know, he's just here. He's got nothing to lose, has he? Here he will be against Harasawa, the world silver medalist, and can he do it?
Well, he was throwing the Olympic bronze in the last fight, so
exactly.
I guess he can do something.
He can do it. So this heavyweight division is getting sorted out, and Ulzibaya of Mongolia now stepping out against Pedro Pineda of Venezuela.
Yeah, Pineda just beat Tadahara by just a little bit in the last round. Got a little bit of time to rest, not too much, and facing Ulzibaya now.
First time we've seen Ulzibaya out in this World Championships. Second time for Pineda. Tried the drop Cianagi Pineda in the last round, the previous round. But the young Mongolian here has shown a lot of possibilities in the competitions that I've seen him in the Grand Prix, Grand Slam situations. And he also has really fast drop Cianagis.
Yeah, and I think on paper, definitely, like Ulzibaya is the favorite to win this fight. But it's a world championship, and you really don't know.
Well, they're towards the edge here now, trying to get action-reaction from the Venezuelan. There's the Cianagi. You got to say, well, did he really have control with the hands there? And, well, I'll take my hat off if Ulzibaya manages to turn him here. That would be amazing. Well, he got the arm lock. Did you see that?
Yeah, he did.
So Tatami there with the legs, and that was pretty special stuff. I was going to say, if he manages to turn him here, I'll take my hat off. He didn't need to. He didn't need to.
Well, that was good stuff in the waza from Ulzibaya. He didn't need much time there. He's going to fight Granda in the next fight, so that's going to be a really nice fight with two throwers there. Yeah,
watch out for Granda.
Yeah.
He could be the dark horse in this category, Granda. Nice arm lock there by the Mongolian, and manages to get the submission big sigh of relief, and I think that's partly down to nerves. I think it really is. It's just walking out there into the middle, and here's one of your favourites here.
Oh, really?
Well, not favourites, but I'm
Yeah,
saying we were talking about, you know, the possibilities. Of course, Čelik here is top ranked in the world, and she's coming out here against Velencek. Velencek, though, and Čelik, we've seen this a few times, haven't we, in the Grand Prix Grand Slams?
Yeah, and Čerić actually has been training in Slovenia, so they must know each other, and they must have made some rondoris with each other. And that's going to be interesting. I think Čerić, she will be physically the stronger one, but Velencek really has the good judo. And yeah, I really couldn't tell if it's going to be the big throwing skills that's going to win, or the strength.
No, exactly. It'll be interesting to see how it goes. I mean, she'll stay moving all the time, Velencek. She realizes that she just can't stay still.
Yeah, and it's nice to see. I remember training in Slovenia a long time ago, and then Velencek still had the blue belt on. She didn't have really many skills, and she was just coming out being really young. And then I could throw her quite easily, and that, of course, really turned upside down now.
That's incredible, isn't it? When you see them when they're young, and well, I get that a lot now. I get it more and more as I get older. And I look at them, I think, well, I remember you when you were just a boy.
Yeah, but she really she grew up. She got so much. She got better and better in throwing, and obviously she got a Olympic bronze, world medals. So.
And non-stop. Tell us a little bit about the Slovenian style of coming forwards. I mean, you've trained there. How do they train in Slovenia?
They train so hard. They, of course, I think the people that do come through, because the training really is tough. You have to be able to handle that, not only physically but also mentally. So they wake up early in the morning. They do a heavy training in the outside, physical training. Then they have their judo training. In the afternoon, they have another judo training. And they just keep going, and they really are working for that. They put so much effort in their trainings.
From a technical point of view, a lot of technical training, or more physical?
I think it's more physical, but they really put some technical trainings in there as well. But I think the main part is that they have to be really physically prepared and strong, and they just keep going.
And that's certainly right across the board. We see it with the men and the ladies, you know, the ones that are training, all training together, and you can see it. It's almost the same pattern.
Yeah, and Velencek really took her time off after Olympics. And she just recently came back to full training. Before she was already fighting again and getting some medals. But now, last few months, she's been training very seriously. And you can really tell. And then I saw her fighting in Zagreb. She won and she did really well.
Yes, and not an easy draw here.
No.
Certainly.
She really has a tough draw.
Yeah, Čelik, I said she was world number 1. She's world number 2. Kim's the number 1 there, and Asahina is 3rd in the world rankings.
Yeah, and nice Makikomi again there from Čerić. And she's going to try to do that all the time.
Well, it's what she does do, isn't it? I mean, when she's in trouble as well, she will absolutely just do the Makikomi to try and take her opponents down. But and she likes to go to ground as well, which is what she does. Coming up to the last minute then, certainly Velencek busy, but she is the one with 2 Shidos on the board here.
Yeah, so she really has to start attacking. I think Čerić is just blocking her out, and it's so difficult if somebody's fighting you with straight arms and being so strong, and just she forces Velencek to look very passive.
So no control with the hands then. I mean, it's one thing, isn't it, with the Makikomi, but you've got to have at least one hand on, even when you're doing Makikomi.
Yeah, you do. But Velencek really struggling here, you can tell. And if she's not going to attack, she's going to have a problem. And yeah, here she just went down without any attack.
Yeah, nothing at all, was it? No feet. I think she. It's going to be all over, I think, for Velencek.
Yeah, and I'm really sad to see her go in the second round already, because I think she has really nice judo and she's able to beat a lot of these people in this category. But this is what's judo and the draw can do. And Teric played it very tactically, and she's gonna fight the next fight and go on in the World Championships.
So Teric from Bosnia-Herzegovina goes through to the next round of this World Championship. She'll be in the third round. And she's going to be fighting the winner out of Mabala and Tangana of Cameroons and Tarasova of the Ukraine. That's just about to happen.
Yeah, so good win for Teric here, and I think she's going to be really happy with that. And we're going to see what happens with that now. So, Mabala Atangana on the mat. She's fighting for Cameroon, and she's facing Tarasova from Ukraine in blue.
Well, again, great experience for Mabala out there. Love the hairstyle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do. I love it. I'd tell her as well.
She's drawing some attention there.
Absolutely. Love the hairstyle. So really taking the fight there to Tarasova.
And I really like to see this in the over 78, because you obviously there's a lot of more weight you have to move, so the judo is going to be slower. There's going to be less action in there, but this fight, no.
Yeah,
she really is going for it.
But it doesn't mean that the actual entry into the technique is any slower. It's certainly, we've seen incredibly explosive attackers. It just means that the pace of the actual match is just that little bit slower. It's just a different pace altogether. Takes a little bit longer just to set things up.
Yeah, and you do need a lot more strength to throw somebody of this weight. But this has been a very dynamic fight. It's really good.
Well, left-handed Mabala, and she's going to, if she does anything, I think it'll be a mistakes on the rules. She needs to stay inside the area.
Yeah, but I like Mabala. She's really going for it. She didn't have the top control here. She really nice action from Mabala. Not sure what's going to happen. I think they just have to tidy up a little bit here, right?
I think so. I didn't see any score. No, not a major score, and I think she's Tarasova being told to hurry up there. The referees, I know that they have to tell them to get on with the fight. They want that's their instruction. Just one penalty up there to Tarasova.
Yeah,
that's going to be a score.
Good.
Wazari then drops Sianagi. Tarasova drives her off to the side. And, is she going to come round the leg now? She needs to just tie up the top half to get that leg out.
I think Mabala is holding on quite nice here. And she's trying everything.
She is. We do have a bird's eye view, don't we, from here? And obviously just trying to get that leg out. That leg's going to come out now, I think, almost for sure. She'll use the other one to try and take it out. The referee letting this carry on. And as soon as it comes out, then she just needs to hold. Those toes are just in there, aren't they?
Yeah, she's holding on there.
And she really is. Here comes the foot.
Oh, that's it.
And wow, it is really well there, Mabala Atanga.
She really did well with escaping from this Osaikumi, and it shows a little bit the strength of Mabala.
Yeah, drops Sianagi there, change of direction. Didn't rotate forwards, but took her opponent backwards.
Yeah, nice attempt there. But Mabala really has a positive attitude. She's always trying to go on the top, and Tarasova was really escaping here from me.
Yeah, Tarasova, I thought, just dropped on her knees there.
Yeah. She's going to get away with that.
She is indeed. 1 minute to go then, and this time Mabala following it down with the Seoinage, and you've got to give credit to Mabala, because Mabala is really taking the fight to Tarasova. Tarasova of the Ukraine not having an easy job here.
Not at all.
Not at all.
And I really like to see the smaller nations doing well in the World Championships, and Mabala is proving that it doesn't matter if there's a lot of judo in your country and you can really perform well.
Yeah, it's great, isn't it, to see them out there and really having 4 really good minutes out there as well. Just having a little look at mat 3 here, Kapellik against Henk Grol in the men's plus 100 kilograms. They're having a battle royal out there.
But here it's not over yet. I think Mabala is really going to try and push for the Vasari and do anything to get the score back. And she really is on top. She's dominating. Tarasova is starting to look really tired.
Yeah, she really is. Mabala and Tanga really taking the fight to Tarasova. She's not going to give this up, and she'll be lucky not to get a second penalty if she's not careful here. And I'm talking about Tarasova because it's all Mabala. Mabala coming forwards.
Yeah, 13 seconds left on the clock, and it's not enough time. It's gonna be close. And you see Tarasova is really, really struggling here. And if Mabala is smart, she's gonna really push for it. And second shield on the board now for Tarasova. She has to really watch out. Last try for Mabala here. Really, she impressed me this fight.
She did great, didn't she?
She really did.
Mabala Atanga of the Camerons did so well, really, against Tarasova. Yeah. Tarasova is out on her feet.
Yeah, she really looked the more positive fighter in this fight, but Tarasova, she had a good score from that Seoinage, and it shows also her quality. So a good win for Tarasova. She's gonna face Tseric in the next round, which is gonna be that's gonna be a tough fight for her. But she's obviously happy to reach the next round in the World Championships.
Yeah, I think you're right there. It's going to have a work cut out because it's going to be a different kettle of fish with Tseric. Change of direction with the Seoinage was what scored in the end.
Yeah, and then we're going to see the next fighters come on the mat soon. It's Kincerska for Azerbaijan fighting in white against Jablonitsky for Lithuania in blue.
Yeah, again, we're seeing a lot of matchups here from previous Grand Prix Grand Slam tournaments. So they've had a lot of head-to-heads, these heavyweights, and, well, Kincerska of Azerbaijan, Jablonitsky, absolutely everything to fight for here. This will take them through to the last 16.
Yeah, I think Kincerska is one of the heaviest fighters also, so she's really gonna use her weight to block out the attacks from Jablonitsky, and she's dangerous there, but she's sometimes struggling to stay active.
Tries the Makikomi there.
In the meantime, a lot of cheers from the crowd, and it was a really exciting fight on mat number 3 going on there.
It was indeed, and Kapellik still in this, and Henk Grol was ahead as well, but anyway, Kapellik pulls it back. Back here, Kinzerska in white here. Jablinskite got to make sure that she stays in the area, just drifts out the area.
Yeah, they didn't receive a Judo for that, but they really have to watch out, both of them, to either stay active and also stay within the area. Yeah, and it's sad to see that Henk roll. Oh, that was a nice Makikomi there for Kinzerska.
Yeah, she was plugging away with it, wasn't she? And then in the end gets it.
Yeah, and that really is her strength, and she's desperately holding on for the Saikumi there, but I don't think they're going to give it.
I don't think it was anywhere near, was it? You've got to have some kind of upper body control there for it to count.
Well, we see a big difference in weight here, but we're going to focus on our mat.
So Kinzerska, one was Ari up. Makikomi, Jablinskite has it all to do halfway through the contest.
Yeah, and I think it's difficult with Kinzerska. As soon as she has a score, she will lock up even more. And it's really hard to get it back then. 2 minutes left in this fight.
Yes, 2 minutes. Seems a long time when you're out there. Both attacking for the same technique there. Jablinskite the same. Aaron Makikomi.
Yeah, you see a lot of Makikomis in this weight category. Why do you think that is?
I think because it's very difficult to keep the lapel hand on. The Suruti hand, which is very important, it's much easier to keep hold of the Kuzushi hand, you know, the sleeve hand. So they keep the sleeve hand, and the use of the weight, easier to rotate for Makikomi. Of course, it's a winding technique. And I think that in order to get lift for the heavier people is more difficult.
Yeah, it really
is.
is.
Easier to wind than to lift.
Yeah, and to also roll over, it's just a little bit easier.
Yeah, it's just easier to get rotation, you know. So you can see that's why they favour the drop Seonagis and the Makikomis.
Yeah, Jablinskite is already on two Judos, and with the Wazari behind, she really is in a difficult position. And Kinzerska, she's going to stay a little bit active and try to be first in the attack. She could. Oh, there's going to be a video.
Yeah, I don't know quite what that's for. So Jablinskite, like you said, 2 Shidos down. Well, we're not sure whether.
Oh, she tapped.
Yeah. So submission there. You can see clearly she submitted.
We didn't see it from this angle. But
no, we didn't. So Ippon given, and the referee didn't see that either. None of us saw it. Kinzerska then gets the shimiwaza and gets the submission to go through. So it's Kinzerska through to the last 16.
Yeah, it's we were seeing it, I guess, from this angle, but on the other side, you really clearly see that she's tapping.
Yeah, I just think that it blindsided the referee there.
Yeah.
Next contest up then, Majika of Puerto Rico here against Isanova of Kazakhstan. And Isanova as well can be a surprise package because Isanova can... Isanova can drop for the Sorisura Komigoshis, and let's see what can happen here. She likes to go onto the sleeve. One Shido up, a piece, Majika, Puerto Rico, and Isanova just packing away at the jacket and the sleeves for the Kumakata. They've got to grip up and they have to attack. Drops Seanagi, Isanova. It's been an interesting 6 days of judo here. We have we're in the 7th day now, so looking for more great ippons, of course, here on the 7th day. And tomorrow, of course, we've got the team match, which will bring so much excitement, as team matches always do. So looking forward to the team match tomorrow. Mixed teams, of course, going into this World Championship. I think 23 teams will be participating in the team match. Well, just pecking away, aren't they, at the... And she's got a cross grip there as well, Isanova. 2 Shidos on the board. They both realise that it's all going to be finished if they don't do an attack. But this really is everything that we don't really want to see. It's very, very negative, blocking each other out. Nobody going for a major technique here, and almost for sure it will be decided.
So what did I miss here?
Well, not a lot, tell you the truth.
No.
And Majika and Isanova, 2 Shidos up. Haven't seen a major technique, really. Not just a flop and drop, really, which is what both have done. Now we're going to go for a turnover here from Majika. Majika is going to turn Isanova onto her back for the Osai Komi. So Kazure Kamishiho Tatami, and she holds her down, and the seconds are ticking up. But up to that point, absolutely nobody committing to a major technique.
Yeah, I hope the next round Morika is gonna really have to do that against Kinzerska, because if she's gonna stand still or anything, then she's gonna be thrown.
I think so. And you know, we see a lot of the grip fighting, I mean, for obvious reasons, to get the positive grip, but we have to have a major technique off it as well, a major throw. So Majika goes through against Kinzerska in the last 16. We have Cherich against Tarasova of the Ukraine, and then the winner of those will go through to the quarter-final stages, and that will be our last ladies plus 78 kilos match on mat number 2. So working our way through, and for now what we've done is we're coming down, and we're going to have Sarah Asahina of Japan, one of the favourites, world open weight champion, coming out here against Satalo of Croatia.
Yeah, and I think Asahina being one of the favorites here, world champion, and it's for Sutalo it's going to be really difficult, because she's one of the lightest fighters, if not being the lightest, and to fight one of the favorites in the first round is that's really tough.
Asahina has really nice sasai, surakomi. She has nice achiwaza. And then she follows it through, I was going to say, either on the ground or with a big kind of oguruma, ashiguruma she does. But has Asahina got it? She's just turning her opponent there directly into the hold down. So nice transition there from Asahina. Asahina on top now, and I don't think Sotelo will go far from there.
No, once she's on top, and especially being the heavier fighter, it's really difficult.
Well, actually, it's good balance as well. You know, like I say, she has a really nice sasai on one side, she comes across on the other, and of course, she has good transition. That's what judo is all about. So
yeah, and she is quite explosive also, really explosive, to be honest. And
yes.
I like to see that. it's not really not only the weight of Asahina that's helping her.
So Asahina very comfortably through to the next round.
Yeah, quick win.
So it is pool C and D, actually, of the plus 78 kilos category that we're following here. So we've got both the pools on our middle mat. And just another look here at the shimiwaza that she had. The shimiwaza was already on, and of course, to relieve the pressure of the shimiwaza, she had to rotate inwards into the hold down. So on to the next match, Han Mi-jin of Korea here against Busau of Germany.
Yeah, I haven't seen Busau fighting so much, so I'm really curious. I'm not sure what her best techniques are. I don't know if you've seen her before. Or?
No, I haven't actually. And so normally, this thing about the German team, quite a few young ones being put forward to gain valuable experience in the senior worlds.
The German team, they really have really a lot of depth, and they really try to focus not only on the top fighters, but to fight to see which ones are coming, what are the talents, and to really take them on to the IGF World Tour already.
Yes, absolutely. And I think it's important to blood your youngsters at the right moment, and certainly that's what they seem to be doing. It's a new team.
Yeah, straight, they both get a Judo for not attacking. They're quite quickly with this now.
Yeah, a lot different today than it was yesterday, and I can only think that it was a misconstrued instruction, really. But anyway, I'm not going to harp on it, but much better today. And I think it's needed here, because if they're not going to attack, then what do we do? A nice Makikomi there by Han. And she takes the German over and directly into the Munigatami. I don't think she's going far from there. Just needed to hold for 10 seconds because she had the Wazari on the board, of course, and Han is easily through to the next round.
Yeah, and 10 seconds is so short. You really barely get a chance. You only get one shot to try to come out, and if you're in, then it's just over.
So Han Mi-jin goes through to fight Asahina.
Yeah, that's an interesting fight, because for me, Han is looking very sharp and strong. And it's of course, it's going to be really difficult against one of the favorites, Asahina.
Yeah, it should be a good one. So it's an early one, isn't it, there? So really rattling through this early round for the plus 78 kilograms. Makikomi. Hara Makikomi. In fact, that was Soto Makikomi. Slightly different hip movement and rotation, but so the hip movement differentiating the two. Mi-ji-han then follows it through for the Newaza.
Another Brazilian on the mat, Beatriz Souza, is fighting in white, and she's fighting Siget Vari from Hungary in blue. And they're really full force today. 4 Brazilians fighting, and obviously they have trust in their heavyweights.
Yeah, they do it a lot, don't they? They double up with they're always out there at the Grand Prix and Grand Slams, at the world events that obviously decide whether you get world ranking points or not. So they put a lot of faith into their heavyweight division.
Yeah, and I think they're shown to be right, because they really collected a lot of medals in this weight category.
Yeah, they're up there around about.
They are. Although difficult fighting, especially with the women against the Chinese, the Japanese, they're always really strong in this category.
That leg's coming out here, isn't it? That leg's going to come out here. Souza is going to go into the Tatishiho, or try and wrap up the top half now. No, I think it's going to be the Tatishiho. There we go. Just took the leg out into the Tatishiho Gatami. Souza of Brazil holding the Hungarian. So Ippon scored. Souza goes through.
Yeah, we're having some quick rounds here in the heavyweight category.
Yeah, we are indeed. And nice to see the transition through as well.
Yep.
We've seen it all the way through the World Championships. We've seen good transition from standing down to ground, and we were talking about it last night about how many ippons we're actually getting there. Look how she takes her back. This was the transition through. One leg trapped, just needed to get that foot out for the seconds to count, and then it was directly then into the hold down. Tatami needed to hold for 20 seconds, which she did.
Yeah, and the next fight is gonna be really, really interesting because for me, Kaira Said has really good judo. She's fighting for Turkey in white. And but what is Su Jin gonna do for China? And China always having such a strong athletes. They're both, the Chinese are not seated here because you just weren't out there so much.
No, exactly.
But you sure do know that that she can fight.
Well, she's here, Su Jin, just actually started on the world tour, but they've put her down for a real chance of a medal here, so we'll see. She's got her work cut out with Sayed, because Sayed won't stop coming.
That's it.
Sayed, of course, she's one of the most experienced of the heavyweights and picks up regular medals on the world circuit. So she's not got it easy, Sue.
But both looking quite aggressive right from the start. So that's really nice to see. And I think it's so important. Oh, that was close. She didn't really control the left arm of Said. That's why she couldn't really turn her over. But she's putting pressure on Said, that's for sure.
She's a world silver medalist for the openweight World Championships, Said, and she a little bit fortunate actually in her semi-final, but she got through to the final against Asahina. It never happened against Asahina, but the Turks were really, really pleased, obviously, with a well-deserved medal. So she is not going to let this go easily. That wasn't quite there, was it? Almost.
That really was close.
Su Jin really taking the fight.
Yeah, Su Jin is really all over Said here. And normally you would see Said keeps calming, and she's the one who's quite active. And now receiving her first Judo against Su.
Well, they have a big history, the Chinese, in the heavyweight division.
They do.
And they have lots of world and Olympic champions. Almost gets counted backwards there, though, by Sayed.
Yeah, and having not won the last two Olympics, they really, really want to get the next one again back to their country.
Yeah, they do. And you're absolutely right. Of course, the Cuban winning one of those.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they really have a good history, and they really obviously want to get another world champion. So 2 minutes, and it's been a really exciting fight, and they really both are aggressive. They're both trying to fight in a positive way. I really like to see this because sometimes it's difficult in over 78s, right?
Oh, it's all over. Look at that. Sayed travels backwards there, takes her backwards, and Su is out. So it's not gonna happen, is it, with the Chinese getting their world title back, because they definitely expected Su Jin to go further than this.
Yeah, she's devastated.
And so are the Chinese, just looking on there. They can't believe it. That is a great medal hope. They're gone.
Yeah, and really good work from Said. She kept believing in it, and she's obviously going to be really happy with this one, because Su Jin was one of the harder ones to beat. And she has a really tough draw actually with Asahina and Su in her block.
Yeah, she really does. I mean, that is a little quarter there that could be the semi-finals, couldn't it? I
Yeah.
mean, it really could, you know, but it's not.
That's the way
Beautiful
it is.
Ko Soto there. She really follows that through. Well, look at that. There's one. Then a second stab there. Follows it through. She was in the hold anyway, but it was all over.
Wow, that was good stuff.
Yeah, it really was. Really drove off the back leg. Sayat then goes through. So here we go. Harasawa in the men's plus 100 kilograms category against the cadet world champion here, Kim Min-jong.
Incredible that he's fighting here his first senior tournament and finding himself in the third round with a win over Sasson already.
Yeah, former world silver medalist here, Harasawa. Harasawa, of course, came really, really close on one occasion to Teddy Riner. He ran him very, very close. And I thought that Harasawa was going to be the one that was going to take over, but then just went off the boil a little bit. But let's see how he does here.
Kim Min-jong, born 1st of September 2000. He's one of the new millennium.
He is, indeed he is.
And yet already fighting is in the senior world championships. Harasawa didn't really look disturbed by that.
Well, that's incredible, isn't it? 2000, so just 18 years of age.
And I think Harasawa is warned.
Yeah, once Shido there up on the board. It's a right against left situation, and I think Harasawa as well, he likes to push the head down. You can't do that anymore. You've got to get your grips on, and you've got to attack off it. Twice he's done that, I think looking for the penalty. And the referee very reluctant to give it just for that, and quite rightly so too. Otherwise, you'll get somebody that's capable of just doing that, pushing the head down, getting their opponent penalised and winning an Olympic title on it, which is not what we want, is it?
No, that's really not what we want. We want action.
We want action, non-stop action. We want transition, we want big ippons, and we want flying arm. No, we can't have flying arm looks now.
Don't say that one.
That's it.
That's
forget
impossible.
that one.
No.
Yeah, forget that one.
So, but we were actually really lucky, I think, this World Championship with what we saw. We have seen so much high-quality judo, and what we won, we saw.
Yeah, I think you're right. Really high quality, some great ippons, some great transitions, and now really back on track now with this World Championships.
So still no scores, but Kim is finding himself in trouble with 2 Shidos on the board here. Harasawa looking comfortable.
Yeah, he's looking comfortable. Let's hope that he really goes for it. Very cool, calm and collected there.
Yes.
I'm sure it's got to be Harasawa's dad, I would say, up there watching in, and it is warm in here. Well, actually, it's not warm where we are. It's quite cool, but I think the further up in that stadium you are. There's Suzuki, the great Suzuki. I just had a big flash up of Suzuki on the big screen there.
I didn't see it.
Where he's with Ogawa actually on a different mat as coach. So interesting. The 2 Japanese having a real assault on this heavyweight division. It will go somewhere else other than France. Now that's what we wanted to see.
Exactly.
That was absolutely beautiful there. Harasawa, Oguruma. Was it O or Ashiguruma? We'll have a little look-see, and I'm going to ask Esther to differentiate between the two, just to tell us in a second. She says.
I'm going to leave that to you, I think.
Yeah.
Can I leave it to the expert there?
Well, Harasawa then, beautiful technique, and he took that beautifully. That's what we want to see.
Yeah, I loved seeing that. And it was...
So more ashy, I think. It was just that little bit lower. Have a look at where so it's on the ankle, so it's more ashy than higher up, which is O. Okay, so the higher up it is above the knee, and it's knee and above would be more O, and Ashi is on the ankle. You're never going to forget that, are you?
No, I have to remember.
Okay. Harasawa goes through then to the quarterfinals.
Yeah, and I was just going to say Harasawa is looking a little bit too comfortable and just pushing and not really attacking. So he proved me wrong.
He did then.
He really did. He did well. So this is also for me. It's a nice fight to watch. It's Uzi Bayar from Mongolia and Andy Granda for Cuba, and Granda proving to be a very big thrower. So let's see if he can do that again.
Yeah, that Sori Kamigoshi that we saw. Can he do it here?
Looking very light.
Yeah, looking very light, but very. He will keep on his bike, that's for sure. I think it was Granda that we saw in the World Openweight tournament, taking it to the really big heavyweights. And I think he was a minus 100 kilos fighter then, but he's now gone up.
Yeah. He's, I was just checking, and he's actually, I think, the lightest fighter with only 107 kilos.
Yeah, no, he was fighting. He was a minus 100 kilo fighter then, and he fought the World Openweight tournament, and he got to the.
He liked it.
He got to the quarterfinal, and just lost to get through to the semi-final.
Oh, wow.
Yes, he did. He fought very, very well. So he has great technique. Here he is, Ouchigari, and we know that he has a right-handed Sori Kamigoshi. So he's dominating the sleeve. And we've seen this a lot as well, haven't we, now, where they grab the end of the sleeve. Whereas they used to stop it and penalise, they're not doing so now, as long as there's a technique coming off it. And I like that.
Yeah, me too. I like it a lot. Because in the end, you're not really blocking, you're using it for your throw.
As long as you are using it.
Yes, and sometimes when you of course, you're very focused on where you grip, and you will let go when you have to fall on the wrong grip. But it's just, for me, it has not so much to do with judo if you do it on the end of the sleeve. Well, and you get a judo.
And also, and this is the other point, is that it takes that little bit longer, doesn't it, to get your grip? It's not so easy to get. Just come out and take a sleeve lapel and to attack. You know, if you've got good grippers, that's what it's all about. Second penalty up there to Uzi Bayar.
Within 2 minutes, so that's
not good
tough.
for him.
No, not at all.
Watch out for the switch for Granda, because Granda's setting him up for the Sodi.
Yes.
And I just get the feeling that he's just looking for the right moment for it. As soon as he changes that right hand underneath, that's when he's going to look for it.
But it's going to be a little bit difficult because Uzi Bayar is really right-handed, and he will need to get him in another direction. Now, actually, he's...
now it's now it's right for it.
He's got the better position, and I think Uzi Bayar knows it a little bit, so he starts pushing and also setting him up. It's dangerous for Granda.
Uchimata, that failed that time, and Uzi Bayar on top. And he went for it, Granda, didn't he? Just needed to carry on with what he was doing there. And he was doing everything right. And now it's all over. Uzi Bayar is going to go through. Granda made a mistake.
Yeah, and I think it's really sad to see, because in the end, I think you're just going to see the weight difference also. And Uzi Bayar was quite easily push him over.
He just did make a mistake, didn't he? Granda was doing it all right, just needed to wait, but then he committed with the Uchimata. We'll have a look at it back in slow motion to see exactly what mistake he made.
Yeah, and for me, it's too bad that we're not going to see Granda anymore.
Yes.
It was a really good Uchimata, and then he just...
collapsed on it, didn't he, actually? And I think you're right, the weight difference there did make a difference. And of course, once it collapsed, Uzi Bayar, credit to him, he was right on top of him.
Yeah, we've seen some good athletes go out already.
Already, they're out. And now back to the ladies, plus 78 kilograms category. We're already, we've already got the quarterfinalists of the men's plus 100. So now we've got to work our way there with the plus 78s. What you were going to say?
So yes, and now the women over 78, they're fighting for their place in the quarterfinal. And I think in the bottom half it's really exciting with Asahina and Said doing really well. But then obviously you have some really favorites in the top half as well also. And on the other mat, we've just seen Kripalek beating one of the
all-time greats.
Yeah, all-time greats, most experienced fighters, and Kripalek beats Naidan and the other mat.
By Ippon.
Yeah.
And it was, believe it or not, it was a Sumigaeshi off the ground. Not off the ground, because he was standing, right? But I think Naidan stopped. Anyway, back to this one. Ceric then of Bosnia. She's in white here. Tarasova of the Ukraine, her opponent.
Not so much happened yet, but oh, now she does get a penalty for wrong gripping.
Yeah, I think that's kind of thumb in, wasn't it? It was right on the end. Look at, she's right on the end of the sleeve there. Trying to get the left arm over Tarasova.
And it's what you say, you have to use the grip to fight positive. And if you're going to block the opponents, you're going to receive a penalty for that.
So we can see there clearly from the bird's eye view there, right against left. Right-handed Ceric tries the Makikomi.
So this is one of the fights where it's we're going to see a little bit people struggling with to attack and to make good attacks. Both being a little bit controlling fighters, tactical fighters. Again, I think Ceric is she's so strong.
Yes, she is physically strong. She has a good transition into groundwork as well, if she gets the opportunity. But she plays the game as well. Ceric just waits for the right moment, and we saw that all the time yesterday with the Cuban, with the Korean, sorry, the one that the gold medalist,
yep.
Kim, just waited his moment all the time, and then when the moment came.
Yeah, I think Cho really proved yesterday that he was he deserved to be a world champion, and yeah, for me he was the one on form yesterday.
Yeah, no, he was absolutely.
Since the beginning of the day, we
yeah,
saw him
absolutely.
doing really great.
Well,
judo.
he blocked out. He
Yes.
caught the grip, and then every time he attacked, they were in danger, weren't they? Every
so
time.
Yeah, that's what I really like to see. Some people take a little bit more time to prepare for their attacks. The Koreans do that really well. Now the shimewaza looks like it's on, and she doesn't need it. She just goes for the
where she went for the shimmy,
yep.
and Tarasova, in order to prevent the shimiwaza, had to roll into the hold down. So Ceric now just secures Kesagatami, and, well, doesn't get more basic than that for a World Championships. Look, Kazure Kesa actually just manages, she hasn't got the head, but doesn't need it. And Ceric will go through to the
really love that grip,
quarterfinal.
don't they?
Yeah, they do, absolutely, they really do.
Their favorite grip.
It is. Ceric then of Bosnia-Herzegovina goes through to the quarter-final stages of this tournament, and she is going to be fighting the winner out of Kanzerska and Mojica. But we're going to have another look in a second just how she got into it. And actually, the transition, I think, was the key. The transition, she got the shimiwaza, and in the end, Tarasova had to turn inwards into the hold down, which is what she relied on.
Yeah, she already knew that was going to happen, or at least she how do you say that? She just...
Yeah, it's a plan. It's planned, isn't it?
Yeah,
I mean, the whole thing is it was absolutely planned, and it's a rehearsed move.
I was gonna think if she took it into account.
Yeah, she took it into account, absolutely. She took it into account. She planned on it. It's trained movement, and that Makikomi on the arm there. She thinks, well, I'll do Makikomi. It's the first time I've seen Makikomi in Newaza.
That's not true.
No. So here we go. Who's going to meet Ceric? It's going to be Kanzerska or Mojica. Kanzerska in white.
Yeah, interesting hairstyle Kanzerska has. Always the really black hair.
She has, and she always there roundabout, isn't she, in the medals as well, Kinzerska. Just plugs away, and Majika, I have to say, has a nice upward stance, upright stance, but she'll have to get more rotation on that Seoinage.
Yeah, and I think against Kinzerska being one of the heaviest fighters, it's really difficult to get her to move. And especially if you're doing Seoinages like Marika, then it's really, you have a big risk of dropping and receiving a penalty.
Yeah, I think if you've got good balance as a heavyweight, if you can block the really bad drops, you know, and I think
halfway there.
Yeah, I think you are. Yes. And there, I mean, so that she needs to just let her get up there now, because that, for me, was a definite Shido. Now, if they come out of this exchange and Majika doesn't get a Shido for it, then that will be wrong, because she did just drop. So is that going to be on? Because Kinzerska there, throwing her hips forwards. Now let's just see what happens.
Yep.
Nothing for the Shimiwaza. Is she going to get the penalty for the drop? She doesn't. Interesting. Interesting. But she but missed, and actually the tactics were good. She went through to the Newaza, but in some ways, do you let them get the penalty because she just flopped and dropped?
Yeah, but for me sometimes it's difficult, because if you see sometimes you really just drop, and sometimes there's so much effort, but it's just the strength of the opponent.
Yeah,
for me that's a big difference.
Absolutely. Well, she got it now, so I'm wondering if that she did get the penalty, whether she got it for passivity. All right. So Esther is putting me right here.
I'm not sure though, so let's just focus on the fight and see what's gonna happen.
Okay. 2 minutes in, 4-minute contest, of course.
Yeah, there's a lot of gripping going on in the over 78s, I think, and they really they need more time to prepare for the action.
Yeah, I think it's a lot more posturing, isn't it? Now that for me is pushing out,
it really
absolutely
is pushing.
blatantly pushing out.
So let's see, nothing happens here, so...
No penalty for it, and we saw some getting it the wrong way yesterday, I thought.
We're just going to give it some more time and see where it goes. They really cannot really come to their attack. Now Kinzerska was closer to score.
Change to the other side this time, Kinzerska. The Belarus coach, actually he's Belarus, from Belarus, and I used to watch him fight, great fighter, the coach of the Azerbaijan team. So again, trying for the Makikomi here, Majika and Kinzerska trying to wrap the arm up and trying for the Makikomi.
Yeah, and I think it's an even fight, but though Majika is in trouble now, and I think she's really struggling to move Kinzerska out, and she realizes she cannot make a drop again.
Well, no more. It's over. Can't make a mistake now. One mistake and it's going to be all over. So was that just a drop onto the knees?
And for me, it's like, because she's really putting in a lot of effort, for me it's not really a drop, but in the end she goes down without the gripping. So
and without any rotation whatsoever.
That's it. But there's such a thin line in between just really defending or escaping the grip from the other, or just really putting a big effort and just not being the stronger one.
Don't you find it's always the grey area, isn't it? You know, the grey area is the difficult one. This is going to go into golden score. Always the grey area, so you have to try and make it as black and white as you possibly can, of course.
Yeah, but for me, I'm happy that they're not gonna give a penalty for that, because for me, it's not. Kinzerska hasn't looked so positive, to be honest. and she's really using her weight and in pushing a lot, but she hasn't really made any attacks.
Well, no judo attacks,
No.
And that's what we want to see. We want to see full commitment. Now the makikomi, that's the best effort that we've seen so far. Majika attacking Kinzerska. Kinzerska's got to come back.
Yeah, and for me, you always see, oh, maybe that's it already. Oh, it's good that it's not, because for me, Morika was really making the fight, trying to attack. And this is what I've seen multiple times, that Kinzerska, in the end, she's really starting to crumble down and just being really tired. And I think that's really putting her in trouble here.
This is where it will all tell. And this is where medal matches are won. And I'm saying medal matches, but you've got to get past this in order to get a chance
to fight for
a medal.
And to have 2 chances to fight for a medal.
Well, it will be. If they get to the quarterfinals, then, of course, winning the quarterfinal will take them through to the semis, but it'll give them 2 chances of fighting for either to get through to the final or for a bronze medal. Makikomi.
Oh, that was close. But she doesn't really seem to have the top half under control and looking a little bit tired.
Yeah, just a little bit lackluster, both of them. 2 Shidos apiece now, anybody's match. And on the other side this time, Kinzerska, Majika is the one that is going to have to do something.
Yeah, I think it's really close to, she's really close to receiving a penalty for being passive here. Let's see.
Oh, no, that's a drop. Majika's going to lose it on that. Has to, surely. No rotation, no hands.
And she had to attack, so I understand that she did it, and she really was going for it. They're not going to give her a Shido here. No, she doesn't hold on, and that's for me, I don't understand that. You really have to at least hold on to the judogi.
You know, if we don't penalize this kind of action, then we will have it all the time. People will realize they can get away with it. There has to be kazushi. I mean, the teaching of judo is all about
balance and
balance, breaking of balance, the use of the kazushi and the suruti together, and how they connect to the whole throw. And if you don't use them, then you are not operating a technique. It's impossible.
But for me, they've both haven't been anywhere close to a score yet. And they're just, I think they're really lacking in grip when they go down. They let go of the grip, or they cannot hold on, basically. And it results in not really too attractive, not really attractive judo.
Right, it's like firing a gun, isn't it, without the hands?
Yeah.
It's really difficult.
But it's really a lot easier said than done, because we're not fighting, we're not standing there fighting in
but
the
we have
third
done,
round.
you know, we have been there, you know, and actually, you know, that's what we teach our students. We have to keep hold. It's very important that we keep hold. So anyway, Kinzerska, Majika, they are 2 minutes and 30 seconds almost into this golden score. Is it going to be decided on a score or penalty?
Yeah, and they have to watch out. They really have to both keep attacking, because otherwise they risk both getting the penalty. Oh, that was
So Majika this time commits to a technique, gets taken down. Kinzerska tries to turn her. And you can see here that she's really having a problem with the grip.
But also you see Kinzerska really going down, and it's kind of interesting. Like, how do you prepare for a fight? How do you prepare to be? You have to be in the best shape possible, and you have to be able, as a top athlete, to fight. To be able to fight a long golden score, you have to be prepared for that. And I'm always interested to see how they do it. And also, I think it even has to do with the food on the day. Like, wait, I don't know how you did that.
Well, I mean, you know, for me, it was very important that I couldn't eat solid food, but I made sure that I had a good concoction with my liquid food to give me the requirements that I needed, you know. But actually, now there's no excuse. But, you know, with these, I think it's a dangerous situation, especially when we're going here nearly 2 contests in. I mean, these guys are going towards 2 whole contests back to back. And I agree with you. You know, you need the condition.
Yeah, for me in the mornings I would. Yeah, let's see what's happening here. But for me, it was really important to have good food in the morning, and throughout the day. I think many athletes cannot eat so much solid food. Maybe some banana, some light food, but it is really an important part of judo. So good attempt here from Moika. And it is interesting to see what the referees will do here. And I think Kinzierska really is tired and is struggling to stay up on her feet. And you see the coach being really, really frustrated and being nervous for that. And now what I do think is that she really has to watch out. She has to come back to the fight. And if you're going to take so long to come back and not even be able to stand, and they're going to give a Shido here. And she knows it. So not over yet. Still both. They still have a chance to go to the quarterfinals, and it's been a long fight already. Almost the second 4 minutes have been over. That means they've been there for 2 whole fights. Ooh, that was also close. And I think really Moika is looking the more positive.
Yeah, this is it really is who wants it most, isn't it? Now it's. You can see the face on the coaches here now. They know that this is, well, this is what it's all about. I mean, World Championships now, it all depends on who wants it most. This time, Kinzierska with the Makikomi. So she kind of fired back just and saved herself here. You certainly can't give her the other penalty just because she just attacked.
No, and if you see them both attacking, if they keep attacking one by one, I'm really curious how long this is going to take.
Well, exactly. This could possibly be the longest golden score that we've had in these championships.
Yet, I think.
Not yet?
No, I don't think so.
5 minutes?
Yesterday, the final in the 78 kilos was quite long.
True. So
yeah, what a fight this is. Yeah. Both almost too tired to
walk forwards. Yeah. No, you come here. It's your turn.
Yeah, and this is for me. This is. I hope they are both will gain a little bit of energy.
Who's going to attack now? They can't both be passive.
They both just really, when they go down, I don't think I've seen one attack where they kept the grip.
Well, this is what I'm saying right now. If he suddenly now penalizes for not taking a grip, why not before?
Yeah.
And that's why you have to do it. It's really important. So it's going to be over for that, and for what? For the wrong.
I'm not sure what they're going to do.
Yeah, no, they give it to give it to Majika because she just committed. So that's actually giving out the wrong message, isn't it? It's the wrong message through.
So Kinzierska she's reached the quarterfinals now, and the crowd is gonna be happy with that. fighting at home.
But there were probably, if we look back now, probably what, 6 or 7, 8 techniques that had no hands whatsoever. So, I mean, actually, it shouldn't have gone that long, you know, really. But anyway.
No, I think that's the main thing, that it didn't have to take so long in a golden score. But, yeah, we'll see Kincerska fighting Ceric in the next round. And she doesn't have so much time to recover, and that's going to be tough for her.
Not at all. I mean, there she is. She's down. Kincerska is down there. She's on our board already. Anyway, she'll have to hope that some of these go time. Sarah Asahina of Japan in white here against Han Min-jin of Korea.
So we're seeing a lot more aggressive gripping here immediately.
Oh, she'll keep moving, Han. This is what will be her plan. And Sarah Asahina there, really bad on the edge. Look at that. She nearly stepped out with 2 feet.
Or maybe she's really good and she thinks, hey, just only one foot out, no problem.
You've been really kind, aren't you? You've just been really nice.
So confident.
Absolutely. I can see that. More and more confident with six days in.
I was talking about Asahina.
I see. I thought you meant
Not
you.
about myself.
So Asahina and Han both get a Shido for just parrying the grips off and not attacking. She's got to keep it moving. She can't stay there, Han, because Asahina has that sasai. Well, it was when she first came onto the scene. She was junior world champion Asahina, and when we first saw her come onto the scene, she caught everybody with a sasai. And then it came apparent that people were starting to suss it out a little bit. And then she started to put the Harai Makukomi or the Soto Makukomi in. And I really think she needs to use both as a combination.
So, but interesting fight here, and Han really going for it, I think. And
yeah, well, she realizes, doesn't she, if she doesn't stay on her bike here, then she's going to come unstuck. So she has to keep moving. She's got to drop Seoinage as well, Han. Very close that was, wasn't it? Asahina there, committed with the Uchimata, and Han almost took her over. So Asahina just looking that little bit rattled.
She does, but she does. Sometimes she does need a little bit of time to prepare for her technique, and then obviously after 2 minutes you will see her coming through with big techniques.
There's the sasai. There it is. Look at that.
I was lucky there.
Yeah, no, not lucky. It's not lucky. It's judgment. So a good big sasai this time. Asahina right on top of Han, and that was a nice change of direction. She'd actually tried to get across for the Harai Makukomi and then changed the direction. Both flanks so important for Asahina to be able to perform her techniques.
And she does look confident and good, and yeah, just very cool as a cucumber.
Cool as a cucumber, absolutely. It's some new words that
I learned.
Esther is picking up. Yeah,
I don't know if it's the good ones.
Oh, only the good ones. No, nothing untoward about what I'm teaching you.
I know. Some nice stuff about vegetables.
Where would you find a cucumber?
In a fridge,
maybe? In a refrigerator, that's right. Cool as a cucumber.
You have some other nice vegetables?
Well, I'm thinking
or fruit. Maybe something about bananas.
This is a family program. It's a family program. Sasai Surikomiyachi.
Really nice work here.
Yeah, and right on top.
She's so strong with that, and in switching, and she's really explosive. You could tell here.
Yeah, really, wasn't it? Great stuff, and so important. We talked about the komakata, use of the komakata, and how important it is.
So another top fighter on the mat here. And a nice matchup actually with Beatriz Souza in white for Brazil and Kaira Said fighting for Turkey, and she's wearing the blue judo gi here.
And Said, I think, is the one that's kind of dark horse in this. I think she's just going to work her way in, just plug away, and I think she does some nice techniques when she has the grips that she wants. Previous round was a nicely executed double stab at the Kosoto. Kosoto directly into the hold. She has good posture. She needs to...
Yeah, still really feeling the grip, and Sayed looking a little bit more dominant.
Well, she has good posture, hasn't she?
She does.
And I think it's definitely Souza that is blocking out there.
Yeah, she really is. And I think once you're in under so much pressure, or at least when you really cannot have your grip, you really have to start doing something to get out of that. But now both players received a Shido, which I think is right, because they're really not attacking.
Yeah, and we were saying, weren't we, that sometimes the Shido is just to say, come on, let's have something, let's get on our bikes here.
That was some nice move from Souza.
Souza tries the Oguruma.
You hear a lot of shouting in the from the crowd, because Kakuri of Azerbaijan is on the other mat. But we're going to focus on this mat with Said, also one of the exciting fighters. But oof, she's just really strong and really good with Ashiwaza.
Good with
today.
Ashi.
Yeah.
Her Ashi is good. It was in the previous round, and now Souza says, well, you can do it, I can do it as well.
Yeah, and close to scoring even.
Yeah, it was close. Nice, though. That's what we want to see. We want to see them using the Ashiwaza to good effect.
Yeah, we want to see some action. We want to see explosive moves, and that's what we're getting. So it's a little bit bad to see that at some moments in the fight they're really attacking, and now they are stopping a little bit and stay quite still. And it's a little bit dangerous. If they both receive another Shido, then they're gonna both be in trouble.
They will be in danger. So let's have a look now at Sayed.
Yeah, and they really have to start doing something. Whoa,
oh, nice change of direction. Well, a change of direction there by Sayed Makikomi, and directly into the hold. Well, it was an Ashiwaza, wasn't it, by Souza.
And you actually see that a lot, that with Sayed, she looks like she's going down, but she's really strong in her core. So in the end, she will be able to turn it around, and that's what happened here. And it was just really nice moving and really strong in her core.
You know what? That's judo, isn't it? Opportune stuff. Well, credit to Souza. Souza has taken the fight to Sayed.
She has to be able to watch that she's not coming off the mat here, Sayed. So much noise coming from the other mat.
Well, big surprise. Capellet goes out, and is a huge surprise. The Azeri has beaten him on the other mat here, so excuse us if we can't hear ourselves speak. 15 seconds left in this match here. Sayit is going to go through, I think, against Asahina. And as I said, I think she's going to be the one to cause Asahina some problems. Sayit goes through.
Yeah, nice work from Sayed, and she's really looking on form and really sharp. And yeah, Asahina too, actually. So
yes, so quarter-final matches all to be fought now, and that will finish us off here in this morning session. But we've still got some matches to come. That was a very good, opportune score for Sayit in this third round match. So it was Ashiwaza.
Nice work.
That started it off from her opponent, and Souza had it taken against her there with that Makakomi. It was an Ashiwaza attempt, but Sayit had something else to say about it.
Yeah, she really did. And I think we're going to have a little break here to between the quarter-final fights matches.
Yes, so we will we'll let you just have a little look at the highlights just for the next couple of minutes, and I think we've got just a small break, and then we're going to come back to the plus 100 kilos category for men and the quarter-final match.
Yeah.
4 minutes to go. Harasawa then against Uzibaya of Mongolia.
What do you think about that fight?
Well, I think that Uzibaya can drop underneath him. We've seen him beaten him, I think. Harasawa, though, seems to be on quite good form. So that would be our one quarter-final in the plus 100 kilos category, 2 in the plus 78 kilograms with Ceric of Bosnia against Kinzerska of Azerbaijan, and Asahina against Sayit. All still to come, and we'll be back in a couple of minutes. Welcome back to mat 2. 13 seconds then, here we go, just the countdown to the quarterfinals. We got 3 quarterfinals on mat 2 in this morning session. Plus 100 kilos category, we've got 1, and here they come. Harasawa Isayushi from Japan. There he is at the back there, former world silver medalist. Remember when he took Teddy Riner very close that one time, almost scored on Teddy, and he was known for that. We thought he was going to be the main contender for many years after that, and he's just gone off the boil a little bit. But here he is in another World Championships, another day. There's the president of Mongolia here, and he is here to see Ulzabayar of Mongolia, and Ulzabayar, the youngster that's come through as a main contender in the heavyweight division. Quarter-final, can he get through to the semis?
Yeah, also they are really struggling with ground in the last fight. So I'm hoping he's being a little bit better this fight. But obviously he went through, so.
Yeah, I mean, you've just got to win, haven't you? All, and just sometimes it means you've got to plug your way through it, just plug away. Harasawa straight away there gets the penalty, and I'm not quite sure what that was for. No, I think it was edge, right?
So that's a really bad Judo to receive in the first 30 seconds of the fight.
Yeah, not good.
And he really has to watch out now, because if he's receiving another Judo soon, then yeah, he really has the pressure on him.
He can be quite passive sometimes,
yeah,
Harasawa.
He can. That's
and
why.
Yet when he explodes into technique, we saw him with a really good, I'm not sure whether, was it Ashi Guruma or was it Oguruma? I can't remember.
Ashi Guruma, maybe?
Ashi Guruma, I think it was, a little bit lower on the leg there, and it was an Ashi Guruma. And
you're a good teacher.
Yeah, that's it. And she'll never forget it. Esther will never forget the Ashi Guruma.
Won't have time to do it anymore in competition, though.
No, you won't.
A little bit late for that. Nice controlling from Harasawa, but he really has to attack.
Yeah, I was going to say, he's not attacking, is he? Just looks good, but there's the Seoinage, Ulzabayar.
Yeah, and that is really the problem of Harasawa, or that's his threat, because he's just really controlling and is looking good, but he's a little bit passive with that.
Yeah, and we've said that he has the drop. He definitely can drop underneath Ulzabayar. So he's going to get a second penalty, Ulzabayar, for ducking underneath this time. So the stance there of Harasawa causing a little bit of a problem, but not the way to go there. Looking for the Uchimata this time. Uchigari this time. The great Suzuki, world and Olympic champion heavyweight, is in his chair and just gets a little bit frustrated with Harasawa sometimes.
Because of not attacking?
Yeah, because he doesn't attack.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and in this case, if they both will receive a penalty, that's gonna be in Harasawa's favor, like advantage, because he's gonna win the fight. So he doesn't really have to do so much if Ulzabayar also is not doing so much. Both being quite pushing, and I'm hoping they soon are gonna attack, otherwise it will be a bad end of the fight.
Oh, that's the Ashiwaza. Now then, that was a very close... Yeah. Well, it was a Sasai, wasn't it? Oh, dear me. Even the Mongolians, they were going on, sweating there. No score given. He didn't land on his side. Dropped Seoinage this time, Ulzabayar.
So he really knows he has to attack, and he's being very active the last half a minute. But Harasawa, again, he's really controlling, good with the kumikata. And, yeah, again, the top hand in the over half.
Yeah, he's got great stance, hasn't he? He's got good stance, but it's not enough. And so he gets a second penalty now. So the stance isn't good enough without an attack. And certainly Ulzabayar, he knows that every time he does the Seoinage, he has a possibility of being pulled back. But what do you do?
Ooh.
Look at that. He just walked out there.
What will they do with that?
Well, they'll carry it on because they don't want it to be settled like that. And quite, you know, that's a situation where we really need to settle this. Uzibayar just backing
Really
him up to the
pushing.
edge. I think I would. There's the Seoinage! Oh, he gets it! Ha ha! And what a technique then. And he really went forwards there. No expression there from the president there. And Batulga, the president of Mongolia there, just taking it in his stride. Brilliant stuff there. And he's going to go through, and that's Harasawa. Will have to come back down for a repechage final.
Yeah, and I think really what Harasawa is trying to do is trying to over-rotate.
Yes, he did. I mean, he was trying to. I mean, in the end, that big grip of his over the top, as he came forwards, it was Uzibayar of Mongolia that dropped underneath him.
It's really a big surprise. I think that's one of the biggest surprises we've seen today.
It is. Uzibayar, in the end, the Seoinage just connected, didn't it? That was an Ippon score there.
So he was trying to over-rotate in order to avoid, but that was just no way to avoid and too late.
He went over onto the points of his shoulders there. It was a definite score. It was just whether it was Ippon, but absolute. You can see there, that is exactly what Ippon is all about. Most of the back hit the floor, and a brilliant score there from Uzibayar.
Really nice stuff.
So 2 more quarter-final matches on mat number 2. Larisa Ceric here coming out, representing Bosnia-Herzegovina, and Kinzerska of Azerbaijan, her opponent.
Let's see if she got the opportunity to rest a little bit and she can be a little bit more active in this fight. And she's going to struggle with Ceric being physically so strong. But look at the difference in size there.
Yeah, but she doesn't mind that, does she? Ceric just stays on her bike and does, from a tactical point of view, does everything in the right order. Kinzerska is the one that will have to she'll have to get on her bike, she'll have to attack. There's a drop Seoinage this time from Ceric and straight into the ground.
Yeah, and I just checked their head-to-heads, and actually Kinzerska beat Ceric 3 times, but Ceric beat her 4 times. The only thing is that the last 3 times Kinzerska ended winning the fight.
Well, that's interesting, isn't it? And that's a great advantage, must be, coming into a quarter-final of a World Championships.
Oh, I have to be correct myself because it's Ceric that lost 4 times. So a little bit in the favor of Kinzerska here in their head-to-head. But always close fight.
Well, that Makikomi is going to score, and that's it's going to be all over that. Yeah. She was really tight on that as well, wasn't she?
And I think it was a really nice example for Makikomi in this case.
It was a great example, and she's not going to let go of that. That Yushiro Kazugatami there gets Wazetti upon, and Kinzerska beats the mat out of frustration. So a really great win there for Ceric, and that was really, really tight.
Yeah, it was, and I'm wondering if Kinzerska still was struggling from her last fight, being still really tired. And she's frustrated, that's for sure, hitting herself a little bit in the head.
She is.
Yeah.
I mean, when you come into a fight and the last 3 or 4 times you're the winner, quarter-final of a World Championships, what a time to turn that. I mean, and it is. In a World Championships, you'd rather turn it in a World Championships than in a Grand Prix or a Grand Slam, wouldn't you?
That's for sure.
Let's have a little look how she did it. Watch the Makikomi coming across there. She was right underneath her. She drives off the back leg, and she never lets go of that arm. So, yeah, Soda Makikomi. Actually, it's more Soda Makikomi, but she just rotates all the way around into Yushiro Kazugatami.
Yeah, good work from Tseric, and she's in the semi-finals.
Wow, all happening. Sarah Asahina then up here against Kyra Sayed. And Asahina is in the white.
I'm gonna find out how many times they fought before, because I'm pretty sure they did.
Well, there's action all over happening at the moment in this stadium. Some great matches starting to unfold. Here, though, we've got a Judo apiece for Asahina and Sayed.
So they fought 2 times before, and I'm gonna check. I think they both beat each other 1 time, so it's a really close. It's gonna be a close fight.
Well, Sayed fights very close and very tight, and she will know, of course, about the Sasai of Asahina. Asahina just that little bit cautious here. Trying the Sasai, and she'll have to be careful with the hand movement of Sayed if she tries the Sasai.
Yeah, we've seen before in the other fight that Sayed is really good in the last moments before they land on the mat. She's really strong in her core, and she can twist it in the last moment.
Well, it's going to be a second penalty, and I think Asahina and Sayed are going to get the penalty. So it's 2 up. So now we have a possibility, if these two just didn't attack at all, that neither one of them would go through to a semi-final position. Could you imagine that? That wouldn't be good.
No, that would be terrible for this World Championships, I think. And it would be sad to see that there is nobody fighting in the semi-finals then. Seric would just go through.
Yeah, no, it would be tragic, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think they're going to do something. We're
talking about this, but it's not really going to happen.
There's still 2 minutes. There's 2 penalties up there, so they really have to commit to the contest. Now, Oguruma there from Asahina. 1 attack from Asahina.
Yeah, and it's really, you can see that they know each other, they know what their strengths are, and yeah, they're not going to be surprised. No,
it's up to Sayed now. Sayed has got to do something.
And I think she's like with her arm, Sayed is really pushing it to have it over the top. Oh, that was really close. You can see Sayed lifting her right arm a little bit, as if she's trying to let Asahina do the Satsai, and I think she's preparing that to be able to take it over.
Well, Sayed now has to do something, because that's 2 techniques by Asahina.
Yeah, she can not only try to take over and wait for that.
Well, on the other side of that, you can't afford a really poor technique, so it's got to be with full commitment.
Yeah. And that was good, the good work from Sayed there.
Good Sasai there from Asahina, and now Sayed in danger.
Yeah, and you can see that Sayed is really strong with her right side, so it is difficult for Asahina, and it is a little bit risky to go all for it, because Sayed could easily turn her, as we've seen in the last match.
Well, this is the last warning, I think. Sayed won't have any more after this. 1 more technique, I think, from Asahina, if it's a good one, and it will be all over, because she hasn't done anything, Sayed.
No, but also Asahina didn't look so positive, but that's it.
It's all over. So that big Sasai Surikomiyashi there, and it takes Sayed down onto the mat. She just needs to hold her for the 10 seconds. She's tapped out, actually, and Asahina looks up, but she's not going to let go. She says, I'm not letting go until I get the mate. Quite rightly so, too. Referee didn't quite notice.
Yeah, good win from Asahina. We knew it was going to be a tough fight, and Asahina just proved to be a little bit stronger there.
Yes, that takes Asahina into the semi-final against Ceric.
Yeah, still on her way to become the world champion for the second time.
Well, it's world champion for the second time, but the different world championships, of course, not the open weight. But
it is a little bit different.
So Asahina wins. In the end, the Sasai is what did it. And actually, it's got to be said that Sayet was in danger there of going out because Asahina was opening up. She was about 3-4 tacks up, but this time the Sasai Sudakumiyashi, once again, she scores the Wazari. Just have a look at how she blocks the leg there. Scores the Wazari, has the head tied up, and then straight on top for the hold.
So I was just checking the last year's results, and Asahina got a silver medal last year, and she lost to Songju of China.
It was a little bit suspect, I have to say. Yeah, it was. And I didn't think she should have lost it, you know, but I didn't think that the Chinese did anything in the match whatsoever, but that's my own opinion. But and that's completely impartial, as you can. Okay, so that's it. Again, from Esther and I, we've had a great morning's judo, a little bit of drama as well. From us until 4 o'clock, where we've got all of the final matches and the medal matches. From Esther and I, it's goodbye for now.
Goodbye.